What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is the Jose Show. I hope that everyone is enjoying their lovely Thursday. But anyways, we have a lot of good stuff to talk about as the usual. So now let's get to it, shall we? Now let's talk about Prince's sister Tyka Nelson. So Prince's sister Tyka Nelson had serious health issues that led to multiple calls to paramedics in the weeks leading up to her death, TMZ has learned. Okay, so according to emergency call logs, EMTs were called to her house at least 6 times beginning in September this year, with the most recent call on November 1st, 3 days before she passed away. Okay, so while her name isn't listed on every call sheet, we've confirmed, TMZ has confirmed, these calls were all made either by her on her behalf, dealing with issues like bleeding in the GI tract, heart health issues, and pain from infection. She was rushed from her Minneapolis home to North Memorial Health Hospital in Robbinsdale, Minnesota on September 14. Okay. So, sources close to the family tell TMZ these 6 calls are just the tip of the iceberg, and issues like these were common in the months before Tyka's death on November 4, and TMZ has confirmed that with sources that Tyka did suffer from heart issues. Okay, so this is really insane what I'm hearing here. May she rest in peace. I think that the fact that she was going through heart issues comes to show that maybe she either had diabetes, or maybe she was going through a drug substance situation, or maybe she was going through what other situation it could be, because, in order for her to have heart issues, something must have happened with her in her body. I believe that when you have heart issues, like with Tyka, for example, man, I just think that it is a living hell, because you are dealing with a situation where you can't breathe well, you can't live your life the way you want to live it, you can't really focus on your daily routines and any of that other stuff. And, Tyka Nelson, by the way, was really young. She was just so young to the point that she wasn't even supposed to be dealing with those issues in the first place. But unfortunately, life gave her that situation where she was dealing with those heart issues. Like I said, I think that the family here, in my personal opinion, should have looked out for Tyka Nelson before going through these heart health issues, because I believe that if they would have looked out for her, and also if Tyka would have looked out for herself in the first place, then I believe that these issues would have not happened in the first place, because I highly doubt that Tyka Nelson was born with these heart health issues. I'm pretty sure that she was perfectly fine before that, but something must have happened to her in order for these heart health issues for her to happen. So anywho, I really think that she is definitely resting now that she is in heaven, because now she is no longer going through a situation like this. But I do think, in my personal opinion, that this right here is definitely traumatizing for the poor family. And I believe that as Prince's family is grieving her right now, I'm just imagining that they are already thinking on what they should have done and what they could have done in order to keep her alive and this and that. But, we just can't focus on that kind of stuff anymore, because, the girl is dead already, and she is already up in heaven, and she's already, up with God especially, and that's all we have to say. But may Tyka rest in peace. Now on to the next topic. Now let's talk about something really sad. So unfortunately, as we all know, Trump won the elections this past Tuesday. Well, Jimmy Kimmel got to show his sadness on Trump's victory on yesterday's episode of Jimmy Kimmel Live. Well, Jimmy Kimmel got choked up during the opening monologue of his late night show, telling his audience it was terrible that Donald Trump beat Kamala Harris in the 2024 presidential election. The comedian came out on stage Wednesday evening for Jimmy Kimmel Live, one day after Trump beat Harris at the polls, delivering a somber speech that nearly made Jimmy cry. So Jimmy said it was a terrible night for women, for children, for hundreds of thousands of hardworking immigrants, briefly pausing to fight back tears. So he went on to say it was a terrible night for poor people, seniors, the middle class, the media, the justice system, and Ukraine, again stopping to collect himself before moving on to Trump's voters. So Jimmy said it was a bad night for them too, but they didn't realize it yet. He then cracked a joke about Melania, noting it was an absolute disaster of a night for her. Trump was also top of mind for the 3 other late night hosts, Seth Meyers, Stephen Colbert, and Jimmy Fallon as well, by the way. Okay, so I believe that Jimmy Kimmel has a good point in saying all of the things that he got to say, because I do believe that women's rights are going down the freaking toilet now that Trump is elected. And I do believe that we are going to go through a disastrous 4 years like we did back in 2017 to 2021, for example, when everybody was going through the violence, the racism, the misogyny, and a bunch of other stuff. And of course, misogyny and racism has always existed, let's be real here, but it existed even more when Trump was in office because unfortunately the man has encouraged all of that. I think that now that this guy is elected, in my personal opinion, he has affected so many of us Kamala Harris supporters, and he has affected, of course, the people that are of working class, especially because these working class people have worked their ass off to maintain a good, steady income, a good, steady life, especially. And Trump, unfortunately, is going to tear it all down to the freaking ground because he's going to be more in favor of the billionaires and the multi-billionaires, unfortunately, which I think is so freaking unfair. And what we also notice now is that now that Trump won, of course, he is not, saying that it was election fraud like it was 4 years ago. And of course, he is super happy about the fact that he got to win the elections because the man wanted to win. The man wanted to be in office again. He is a freaking child, man. He is definitely that type of person that if he doesn't get what he wants, he will react like a freaking child and throw tantrums and here and there. It's just so freaking ridiculous. He's crazy, man. I'm just saying this because I am just so angry and I'm so upset about the fact that the man got elected into office just like Jimmy Kimmel is. And by the way, when I got to see Jimmy Kimmel cry as he was talking about Trump's plans and as he was talking about the fact that America is going to just go down the freaking toilet now that this man got elected into office, it really put me into tears big time because I do believe that it's also really sad, just having to witness that justice isn't being served here in our country. I mean, to those of you watching and that are supporting this dude Trump, I mean, y'all can disagree with me. Y'all can say all you want, but in my personal opinion, I believe what I believe and it's supposed to be respected, okay? I'm just saying. But anyways, good luck to all of us throughout the next 4 years that we are going to be in an America that we don't want to be in. And that's all I have to say. But I'm pretty sure that sooner or later, a lot of y'all are going to regret voting for this man. That's for sure. Now, on to the next topic. Now, let's talk about something really interesting. So, Mark Estes is speaking out after Kristin Cavallari confirmed she pulled the plug on their 7-month romance, and his outlook is fairly optimistic. Okay, so the TikToker issued a statement through his rep Wednesday who told TMZ Mark has immense love and respect for Kristin and their time together, but he's now focusing on his business endeavors. Okay, so this is the first time we've heard from Mark since the Laguna Beach alum confirmed to Alex Cooper during the Unwell Tour stop in Austin, Texas Saturday that she and the internet personality are no longer an item. So Kristin opened up further about the breakup days later on her Let's Be Honest podcast, where she admitted the romance wasn't right for the long term, citing Mark's age as a reason. Okay, so she continued, it's not because of love lost or something bad happened. No one cheated. No one was mean. No one did anything. Those breakups are always the hardest, I think. So, as Kristin put it at the time, she felt Mark needed to be able to experience life given the fact he is only 24 compared to her age of 37. Okay, so Kristin and Mark Hart launched their relationship in February of 2024 with the sweet selfie posted on Instagram. From there, the two stars were practically inseparable, uploading a number of PDA-filled photos to social media. Okay, so anyways, things appear to be going well for the pair this summer when Kristin and Mark admitted on a podcast that they were having the best sex of their lives. Okay. Anyways, this is funny and this is weird because I believe that you should be dating somebody that is around your age. Because when you are dating somebody that is around your age, you're actually having a lot of stuff in common with that person and you actually understand that person. When you are dating somebody that is way too old for you or way too young for you, you do not understand that person at all because that person has a lot of differences mentally, sexually, and physically especially. And that is something that Mark Estes and Kristin Cavallari did not know in the very first place. They just fell in love and started dating. Man, y'all really need to start being more serious when it comes to relationships, ladies and gentlemen. Literally. And to be honest with you, I'm not surprised that these two only lasted for 7 months because of that reason. I also believe that the fact that Mark Estes was dating this girl in the first place, I believe it's because this girl, Kristen Cavallari, has money. And a lot of money, by the way, because Kristen Cavallari, as we all know, she's really famous. And I mean, Mark Estes is also famous too, but I believe not as famous as Kristen Cavallari, because I've heard more from Kristen Cavallari than from this Mark Estes dude. And if you're going to be dating somebody for the financial reasons and the financial convenience, then I'm sorry, boo-boo, but you really are in the wrong lane, because I believe that a relationship is more about love, respect, and of course confidence. And it's not just about the money, okay? Like, come on now. But anywho, I do think though that Mark Estes is really handsome and he's going to be able to find another girl in the near future, that's for sure. But I mean, if he's going to be finding a girl, then I'm pretty sure it's going to end up being somebody around his age, now that he learned his lesson that this relationship with Kristen Cavallari after all did not work out at all because of the age difference. And same thing goes for Kristen Cavallari, especially because Kristen Cavallari was in the relationship, of course. So anyways, man, y'all really need to stop with the cougar and sugar baby ideas, because it ain't working. It ain't working. Okay, and man, it just looks darn funny, by the way, just having to see a younger guy with an older woman, because it looks like mommy and son. Literally. It looks like mommy and son, especially if the both of y'all are having a little outing at the beach together and a little outing at the mall together. Ladies and gentlemen. And then what's even more funny, and I'm not trying to be mean here, is that, you know, a bunch of people will see, you know, the cougar and then the sugar baby together, and they're gonna be like, oh, so is that your son? Oh, so is that your mama? Oh no, I'm dating this older woman. Oh no, I'm dating this younger man. And then the person is all like, what? That's exactly what I think these two, by the way, Mark Estes and Kristen Cavallari, were going through. I'm pretty sure a lot of people were asking the both of them if they were mother and son. I'm confident, okay? But anyways, on to the next topic. Now let's talk about something really serious. So while Jason Kelce has expressed remorse over his actions during a viral confrontation with the fan in Happy Valley last weekend, Penn State cops still have not been able to ID the man who started the altercation with a retired NFL star. So a spokesperson for the University Police Department tells TMZ Sports that they do not know the identity of the guy, adding no one has come forward to make a complaint over their personal property, smashed phone, damaged, by the way. Okay. So this is really crazy what I'm hearing here. I believe that this guy needs to be caught already, because this guy instigated big time. And when you are instigating, that is evil stuff right there. I mean, I know that Jason Kelce should have known better than to be smashing a person's phone. But hey, Jason Kelce really had that anger get to him big time that he ended up doing it anyways. Now, I'm not trying to justify his actions either. But what I am trying to say, though, is that when you are getting on somebody's nerves, it's pretty obvious that the person is going to get so pissed enough into damaging your phone, hitting you in the face, and etc., etc. And I believe that now Jason Kelce, unfortunately, in my personal opinion, he's going to have to pay for a new phone for this guy, because he was the one that broke it in the first place. But at the same time, you know, not give so many apologies either to this guy that got to instigate, because this guy was not cherry either. This guy was not a peaches and cream either when he did what he did to Jason Kelce this past weekend. So I'm more team Jason Kelce than I am team of this other dude. Okay, I mean, I would have done the same thing too if somebody were to be instigating with me too. I mean, I would have not broken a person's phone, but I would have gotten aggressive, because if there's one thing that I really do hate is when somebody be messing with me, especially when somebody be mocking my own family and mocking my own personal being, especially, you know? So that's another thing, because let's remember that this whole entire situation that happened here in between Jason Kelce and this dude was because Jason Kelce got to hear that this guy was mocking his brother Travis Kelce. And he was saying a bunch of stupid stuff about Travis Kelce being I don't know what and this and that. And then Jason Kelce was like, oh, hell no, you're not going to be messing with my brother at all. So then that's when the aggressivity started. So let's remember that. Let's remember that. And then let's remember too that, you know, Travis Kelce is a legend. He is a good guy. He is, you know, somebody that has been out there, out and about for people and this and that. So he is definitely not somebody that should be be talked about in a very bad way. He should be somebody that should be respected in the first place. And it's not just because he's Travis Kelce, it's also because he's a human being after all with a good heart. Okay, so let's also remember that after all. But these people, they just love to call attention. They love to go out and mess with other people here and there. They love to, get all crazy. They love to do God knows what else because, these people are just people that want their 5 minutes of fame after all and be like, oh my God, I'm now on TMZ. I got to mess with Jason Kelce. I got my fame now. I got my good looks now. Nuh-uh. I don't think that this is what this is all about. I believe that this is about respecting people's boundaries, respecting people in general, and that is it, and just go off and have a really good time in a game out and about, and that is it, or what you can do in order to have your 5 minutes of fame is just take a picture with Jason Kelce, say good things to Jason Kelce, say good things about Travis Kelce to Jason Kelce, and the end, and I'm pretty sure that you're going to be looked at as the good person all over the media, and the end, but what's very stupid though is that not only is this guy gonna end up getting into so much trouble with the law, but also this guy is going to be also having the bad fame from the Swifties as well. Let's remember, because the Swifties of course are team Jason Kelce, because Jason Kelce of course is the brother of Travis Kelce, who is dating Taylor Swift. So that's all I have to say, but anyways, make good choices, ladies and gentlemen, make good choices. Now on to the next topic. Now, let's talk about Cardi B. So Cardi B may be regretting her gut reaction to Kamala Harris's election loss, posting and then deleting a savage dig directed toward red states in the South that helped Donald Trump nab the presidency. Well, check it out. The rapper who campaigned for Harris at the VP's Milwaukee rally Friday posted on her X account a video response as vote totals indicated Trump would emerge victorious in the 2024 presidential election. So, the chart topper appeared particularly frustrated with some of the southern states, snapping, "This is why some of y'all states be getting hurricanes, that's what I'ma say." Cardi promptly deleted the message, indicating possible regret over the remark, but not before fans captured the footage and circulated it on social media. So, however, she did post a different pessimistic message on her Instagram stories, writing alongside a video of herself watching the election results, "I hate y'all bad." Okay, so Cardi then turned her focus to Kamala, posting an official IG message where she expressed how proud she was of the VP for fighting against all the odds stacked up against her. All right. So she also praised Kamala for being an inspiration to her daughters and women nationwide, showing them that anything is possible. Okay, so I do believe that Cardi B was a little bit shady in putting that post about the southern states be getting hurricanes, but I do understand as to why she did it, because I do understand her anger and frustration about the fact that Donald Trump got to win the elections, because I personally do not like Donald Trump either. But I do believe, though, that when it comes to a loss like this, we cannot explode like this. We need to be more mature, we need to be more calm, and we need to accept the fact that the results are the results, unfortunately. Because the only thing that Cardi B is doing here is that she is being a laughingstock by doing what she did. And she is also getting picked at for doing what she did as well. Because honestly, what she actually did right there was not just very immature, it was also very weird, and it was very crazy at the same time, by her saying that these states be getting hurricanes because of the fact that these states ended up voting for Trump, so anyways, I do believe, though, that Cardi B later on regretted it, and she was like, you know what, screw it, I'm not going to be saying stuff like this anymore because this is just ridiculous, and I'm just going to be saying something more mature and more focused on Kamala Harris, because Kamala Harris, after all, is somebody that I do truly support, and that is it. But yet again, it's already too late for Cardi B to be, pretending that she did not put that post out there on X, because a lot of people have already screenshotted it, and a lot of people have already called her out for being that way on her post and this and that. It has been a whole disaster after all, but at the same time, I do imagine that a lot of people that agree with Cardi B are already siding with her about the fact that these hurricanes be getting hurricanes because of the fact, these states be getting hurricanes because of the fact that they support Trump after all. And, it is what it is after all, but hey, we really need to be more careful, though, especially you, Cardi B, when it comes to be talking about stuff like this, I'm just saying. And you know what, Cardi B, you just continue to shine, you continue to be yourself, you continue to do what you do the most, which is, being a rapper, being a singer. And that's all I have to say about this. Life goes on, Cardi B, and you're the best. All right, now on to the next topic. Now let's talk about Artem Shigvintsev. Okay, so Artem Shigvintsev says he's more than just a Dancing with the Stars alum. He's also a DIY guy at heart, pushing back on some nasty things his estranged wife says about him. So here's the deal. In a restraining order Nikki Garcia Bella filed against Artem last month, she claimed he got cut from the upcoming Dancing with the Stars season a week before his domestic violence arrest and started working a construction job she says he felt was beneath him. Okay, so but Artem's firing back in new legal docs, saying Nikki is lying about his opinion on construction work. And in the docs obtained by TMZ, Artem says he doesn't believe construction jobs are beneath him at all, and he actually enjoys the work. Alright, so to further make his point, Artem claims he built a bunch of things for their Napa Valley home over the years, and even built some stuff for Nikki's sister Bree, including a garden bed, barbecue area, gazebo, and an outdoor kitchen area, plus a yoga and meditation deck. Okay, so Artem says he also did his own tiling, and says Nikki knew how much construction work he'd done around the house when she claimed he thought it was beneath him, even attaching a few photos of his DIY projects. Now, as TMZ reported, Artem says he's lost $100,000 after his domestic violence arrest because his mugshot makes it hard for him to get gigs as a dancer. So, anyways, sounds like Artem's making a living doing construction work now, and he likes it despite what his ex claims. Alright, so this is crazy. I believe that this guy should have thought before laying a hand on this girl, and he should have just been like, you know what, I'm going to be a man, I'm going to be mature, and I am going to be at peace. Period. But unfortunately, it's people like these, like Artem, for example, that they just go off and do their crazy shit, which is the reason to why they end up getting arrested, and they end up losing their money, and they end up losing their fame, and they end up losing everything else. Like, think before you go off and do stupid stuff like this, okay? Think. And also, the fact that there is a restraining order going on in between the both of them is actually for a really good reason, because God forbid that Artem ends up doing something to this Nikki girl in the future. And it's really scary, by the way, when somebody be laying a hand on you, when somebody be going after you especially. So that's another thing, So with all of this being said, Artem, now that you are a construction worker and you are no longer a dancer, man, I believe that it is really tough for you having to get into the construction field and not be a dancer anymore, because being a construction worker must be one of a pain of a job, just having to go out there building houses, building buildings, and having to be out in the freaking sun all day long instead of dancing and instead of doing what you like doing the most. But hey, I mean, life really gives you consequences after what you do after all, and that right there is definitely a consequence towards you for what you did to your own girl in the past. And I'm really hoping that this right here will actually teach you a freaking lesson. Period. Alright, but anywho, that is it for today's show, ladies and gentlemen. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's lovely episode of The Jose Show. Till next time, and peace.